the little kid in me who wanted it.
I knew I would get drafted pretty high.
With the first pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Tennessee Titans select Cameron Ward.
I wasn't gonna slip.
The way I did previously in my first 3 schools, I just think a lot of it translates. I'm the right person to have adversity with. So I'm excited to get it rolling in Nashville.
Miami going from Cam to Carson and hoping for another successful season. We're pleased to be joined by Hurricanes quarterback Carson Beck. And Carson, thanks so much for joining us here on SportsCenter. First, when it came to entering the transfer portal and choosing Miami, what was Mayor Cristobal's better recruiting pitch? Was it South Beach or the Cafecitos?
Yeah, I think that Cuban coffee really got me down there. But, man, no, I mean, his leadership skills and the way that he approaches the game of football, not only that, but his development of players and his demeanor, it really attracted me down here. Not only that, but the offensive fit with Coach Dawson as well. So I'm just really excited to have been down here since January and, continue as we, start to get into fall camp.
Yeah, look, as a Miami alum, I'll tell you the Cafecitos are something serious, and you definitely need them to get through the classes. Your career at Georgia ended with an injury in the SEC championship game against Texas. Physically, how are you feeling with the season just about a month away?
Yeah, I mean, I feel great. Obviously, there was a 4-month period there where I was in recovery and not able to throw, which was honestly just a crazy, crazy time. There was a lot of change through that, period of time. But having, been 100% since the beginning of summer and really being able to get with these guys, build the chemistry, build relationships with this team, with a lot of new faces from a coaching staff, from players around me, it's been a really exciting time. And I'm really excited, finally be able to step on the field, as we go into fall camp and ultimately into game 1.
I know you're excited. How much of a factor was this injury in terms of your decision to pass on the NFL draft and return to college football?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it was definitely a factor. It was a very life-changing event for me and my future, right? Obviously being down here in Miami, they did a great job as far as the rehab goes and, accepting me being a new quarterback in their, system and in their culture. So I'm very appreciative and thankful of not only the players and the coaches, but the rest of the people, at the University of Miami and accepting me, as their quarterback.
And you were a part of a team that won 2 titles with Georgia. What do you think about being a member of that Bulldogs team and the culture of that program? Like, what are you hoping to bring with you to this Hurricanes program that you learned at Georgia?
Yeah, I mean, you look at some of the teams that I was a part of there, the coaches, the players, right? I mean, there's so much talent, and I'm just so appreciative and thankful of my time there at the University of Georgia. I mean, we were able to play in some of the biggest games imaginable, right? Win 2 national championships, have 2 rings, play in SEC championships, things of that sort. So I think with my experience in the games that I've played in and some of the players that I've been around, just being able to take all those different pieces and parts and ultimately bring it to this university and share that with the guys around me, I think will hopefully have a significant impact.
And you told me that you've been down in Miami since January. You really just spent time at the facility. What have you been able to garner in terms of like the feel of the program and the team down there in Miami?
Yeah, there's a lot of good energy. The culture that has been built down here that, Coach Cristobal has instilled in the past couple of years of being the head coach down here at Miami, before he was at Oregon. But the culture that he's been able to build down here is really something special. There's a lot of good energy amongst the players, amongst the coaches, and we've just been working really hard this offseason and really ready to try to have an elite camp.
So we all know you're following a Heisman finalist and #1 overall pick in Cam Ward. How do you embrace the pressure of following a player that was so impactful to that Miami program?
Yeah, I think I have a little practice of following up, someone of, high caliber. The last guy that I followed up was a back-to-back national champion, a Heisman finalist as well. So, it's just a part of it. Obviously his success is undeniable, and I'm hoping that, he has a great NFL career. He's a great guy from what I've been able to tell and, talking to him and meeting him. But, just come out here and, be Carson Beck and do what I do.
Okay, so you grew up in Jacksonville as a Florida fan. At one point, you committed to play with the Gators with baseball. How do you think 10-year-old Carson Beck would have reacted just knowing that you went to Georgia and now you're playing for Miami, 2 of Florida's biggest rivals?
Yes, it's actually kind of funny, looking back. Growing up a Gator fan when I was a kid, like in the Tim Tebow era, when they were winning national championships. But ultimately, yes, I did commit to Florida for baseball. I think it was my freshman year of high school. Ultimately made the decision to go to Georgia, which is, Florida's biggest rival, or I guess you could say Florida State as well. But going to Georgia, a rival of them, and then Miami, another rival of them, it's kind of a funny full circle moment.
I feel like 10-year-old Carson Beck might be thrown up just a little bit, knowing that you touched both of these programs. I saw that golf is one of your hobbies. We're just coming off of Scottie Scheffler winning the Open Championship. How much have you been dialed into that?
Yeah, I mean, that's one of my favorite things to do is watch golf. It's very peaceful. Obviously, Scottie is in a league of his own, it seems, recently. I mean, the guy literally doesn't miss. That would definitely be a dream of mine to go play with him. I feel like that would be absolutely dope. So if he ever sees this, come on down to Miami. Let's get a round sometime figured out after the season.
Scottie, you hear him. Come play golf with Carson Beck. Hopefully SportsCenter can make it happen. Before we wrap things up, as an alum, I got to ask you to throw the U up. Come on. I got to ask you to throw the U up. Let's go, Carson. All right. There we go. I see Miami has already influenced you. You got the chain on and everything. Miami is really, it's kind of taking over, Carson. I'm not going to lie.
Hey, I'm from Florida. This ain't nothing new.
I love it. Carson, thanks so much for the time and good luck this season.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.